Hello and welcome back to the channel and welcome to something a bit new. Good Omens reactions, season 2. I have watched season 1. I didn't do reactions to it because I was so eager to watch it, having been a fan of the book, that I just binge watched it before it even occurred to me that it would be a good show to react to. But now we're coming to season 2, and season 1 covered the book pretty much, so season 2 is a little bit new. I don't know what's going to happen. Let's talk about season 1 for a minute. If you want to get straight to this reaction for episode 1 of season 2, go to timestamp there. In the meantime, let me talk about season 1. I thought it was brilliant. It was a fantastic adaptation, about as faithful as you can be when taking something from book to film, or at least book to TV show. And even the stuff that I was disappointed that they left out, I kind of understand why they left it out. There's only so much you can fit into a 6-episode series. Jack Whitehall was brilliant as Newton Pulsifer. Miranda Richardson was brilliant as Madame Tracy. David Tennant and Michael Sheen were, of course, superb as Aziraphale and Crowley. And there was a bunch of other people in it as well, whose names I can't remember, but they were also fantastic. And Benedict Cumberbatch as the Satan. The only real thing that I was disappointed that they left out was the other 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, or bikers of the apocalypse, who were a bunch of Hell's Angels that the real four horsemen of the apocalypse met in the cafe. They missed that out. It was a very cameo appearance by them in the book anyway. They never actually made it to the airbase. But, sorry, spoilers. But again, it was something that I wish they'd put in, but I can understand why they left it out. It was irrelevant to the storyline. The other thing I didn't quite understand was the fact that they made Anathema American and a multi-millionairess, or at least an heiress to a multi-million pound fortune. Didn't quite get that. Anathema in the original was English, and their family hadn't really profited on the prophecies. Again, I can understand why they did this. It was to appeal to the American audience, because for some reason studios think that Americans won't watch something unless there's an American character in it or some American connection, which is absolutely ridiculous, since I know a lot of Americans whose favourite shows are very, very British shows like Fawlty Towers, Red Dwarf, Only Fools and Horses, etc., etc., and of course Doctor Who. So I don't know why they made her character American. I can see why they made her family get rich off of the prophecies, was to reinforce the idea that these prophecies were actually real. Something I didn't think needed to be reinforced, since it's actually in the title, The Nice and Accurate Prophecies of Agnes Nutter, which... But maybe I'm just going off on one. Aside from that, I thought it was an absolutely brilliant adaptation, and I do know that Terry Pratchett and Neil Gaiman kind of talked about a second book, something they never actually got round to, because obviously Pratchett was very busy with his Discworld novels, and Neil Gaiman was very busy in America doing his, well, doing what he does, write huge, intricate novels like American Gods and Anansi Boys and things like that. So they were both too busy to actually make the book, write the book. But I'm sure they discussed things. I'm sure they discussed ideas. And I know Neil Gaiman was quite involved in the first series. I'm hoping that he is equally as involved, if not more involved, in this second season. Because I know what studios are like when they suddenly realise they can expand a story. They tend to ruin it. And I'm so hoping that they don't do that with Good Omens. There's only one way to find out now, and that is to dive right in. Okay, before I start, do I have any predictions? Well, at the end of the book and at the end of the first season, Newton, is that his name? Newt, yeah, it is his name, isn't it? Newt and Anathema received the second book of Agnes Nutter's prophecies, which they then burnt because they wanted their future to remain unknown. I wonder if in this second season we're going to find out that Agnes Nutter predicted that they would burn it and sent another one along to help guide them, or sent another one along to somebody else to help guide them. And I'm assuming again this is going to be an event leading towards the end of the world and Armageddon, because heaven and hell were really, really adamant on fighting that war, weren't they? They were really miffed, if miffed is in fact an accurate word to describe their anger at not getting that war. Okay then, shall we? We shall. Let's go. 1, 2, 3. Before the beginning. Oh. We're going to see how as Crowley saunters vaguely downwards.
Look, if you don't mind, could you hold this while I crank it all up?
Which way up does it go?
Well, like that. Just hold it tight. There we go. Let there be light.
Oh, so as Crowley's now God, or at least doing the job that has been attributed to God. He looks good as an angel.
Oh, that's nice. Did you know the current word from upstairs is that we'll be shutting this all down again in about 6,000 years?
Yeah.
Ow. It's not our job to advise the Almighty on the details of creation.
No, the ineffable plan.
Someone has to say, look, boss, this is a really terrible idea.
Well, I suspect
Can't do that.
Considered inappropriate.
Inappropriate.
Anyone could object to me putting a note into the suggestion box.
How much trouble can I get into just for asking a few questions?
Yeah. Oh. And of course Adam restored his bookshop, didn't he?
I got your note.
Well, it's been such a rough couple of years between the lockdowns and the internet orders not coming. Oh, I could be out of here in 2 weeks.
Out of here? Why? Don't you like it anymore?
Oh, Mr. Fell, I love this shop. I've loved it since I was a baby. But I know how behind I am on the rent.
Well, then that's entirely my fault for not collecting the rent.
I can't pay the rent. I'm so sorry. I can be out of here next week.
I don't think he cares.
Pack it all up.
Maggie, if you were out of here, where would I get my records? What if I were to just take these Shostakovich records without paying for them? And we'll call it even. Pennies.
Oh, you can't just forgive me 8 months' rent.
Oh, I can. I'm very good at forgiveness. It's one of my favorite things.
Yes.
Rent?
The clarinet can make beautiful music.
Wrong bench. And the Azerbaijani sector chief is over there.
I am now Hell's representative in London. And Hell doesn't care how jobs get done.
Yeah, I remember. You just care that somebody does them. You ever just think, what's the point?
How do you mean?
What's the point of it all? Heaven, hell, demons, angels, it's all, well, pointless. Anything going on I should know about?
Something's up.
Oh.
Up. Up.
Something big?
Don't know.
You work in the record shop, don't you? Don't know who buys records in this day and age.
Lots of people these days. Oh dear. I can't remember which angel he is now. But he's happy as Larry though. Doesn't care because he doesn't know. He should know. He wore clothes last time.
What am I doing here?
Yes. Well, what are you doing here?
I don't know. That's why I asked.
I see.
But you know me. You recognize me.
Well, I know someone who looks like you.
That's probably me then.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the main ways you can tell.
Why did you come to my shop?
I don't know. I just thought I should. You know what it's like when you don't know anything at all, and yet you're totally certain that everything would be better if you were just near one particular person.
No, well, certainly not. But I have no idea what that feels like. What makes you say that?
Mrs. Crowley.
My brain. Anyway, that's how I felt. But so long as I came here, that something terrible might not happen to me.
There's something terrible.
Oh. Whoa, this is amazing.
Tell me about this something terrible.
What? I don't know. I just know that it's incredibly awful, and that's why I had to come here and give you the thing.
What thing?
Huh?
What thing do you have to give me?
I don't seem to have anything on me. Do you think it's important?
Well, you just said that it was the only way to prevent something terrible happening.
Really? What?
I don't know.
A little more information has emerged about the business in the upper floors. Whatever's going on concerns Gabriel.
Oh.
Well, Magnus is in trouble. That's so sad.
Is it? Why?
Sarcasm. We'll work on it next time. Is that all? Oh.
Yep.
There's nothing in here.
Are you sure?
What were you
Have you
bringing
checked?
me?
Have you checked very carefully?
You're funny. I love you.
That's not supposed to be there.
It's nice to tell someone about the good things you've done, now that I'm not reporting to heaven.
How's your naked man, friend?
He's not my... Well, he's certainly not naked anymore.
Something big is going on in heaven. Do you know anything about it?
Possibly a little.
And why don't we go into your shop and discuss it there? Because there's a naked man there?
Not technically.
Has this got anything to do with why we aren't in your bookshop right now? Is it something I can help you with?
He's going to be wired. And yes, I did notice that they've kept the Queen theme.
Jim? Jim? We know Jim?
Hi there.
Ah, Gabriel!
See, I told you I looked like a Gabriel.
So, okay. This will be okay. You can just take him somewhere and leave him there.
Take him where?
Anywhere. The crucial part of the plan isn't the taking him somewhere. It's the not bringing him back again.
Yeah.
Bundle him into Bentley. I'll drive to Dartmoor. What I need is for him to be nowhere near me and the precious, peaceful, fragile existence that I have carved out for myself here.
I am asking you to help me take care of him. But if you won't, you won't.
I won't.
Yes, you will.
You're on your own with this one.
God, Crowley, you really sounded like you meant it there.
Well, I found something by the lift down on the floor.
A material object. In heaven. That's impossible.
I know.
So something's breaking down. The rules are breaking down. The laws that govern the universe are breaking down. Nothing in it.
That's definitely an earthly object.
I can see that.
According to what I'm hearing on a grapevine that obviously doesn't exist, upstairs is seriously troubled about Gabriel's disappearance. I'm hearing that anybody they find involved in this affair will be dealt with. Anyone found involved in Gabriel's disappearance will be erased from the Book of Life. They won't just be gone.
They would never have existed.
Yes, okay. You,
Jim, short for James, but people call me a lot of different things.
Right. Sit in this chair. You take his right hand.
So he's basically made himself human.
Do you think it worked?
I don't know. Probably.
What they're trying to do.
No one will have noticed a thing.
Hopefully. Oh, no, they noticed. Noticed big time, it seems.
I see. We may not know where Gabriel is, but I'll tell you what we do know. There's a former angel in this up to his bookshop-owning neck.
I'm glad they only think it's Aziraphale messing around. Okay, yeah, I thought that was a very, very passable first episode for a new chapter in Good Omens. Has a lot of potential. A lot of the same characters are back, played by the same people. And where they're not, it's not particularly noticeable or important. So, that's good. I'm not entirely sure where it's going to lead. I'm a bit disappointed in the lack of Jack Whitehall and the Witchfinder army, etc. I thought they might come back, but then again, they didn't get introduced till quite late in the last one, did they? Like episode 2 or 3, so there's still plenty of chance for more characters to come in. Loved the use of Queen again as a running joke in the book. It was to do with the book, that running joke of Queen, where he stated that this was in the days of tapes and tape decks in cars, and he said that the book said that any cassette that was left in a car for more than 3 weeks suddenly turned into a best of Queen. That was the running joke for the book, and that's why Queen features so heavily in the soundtrack. And I loved the Bohemian Rhapsody orchestrated playing in the background of the cafe or the coffee shop. Not sure about Nina, Lindsay, and the record shop owner whose name I've forgotten. Seems to be something like the record shop owner fancies Nina. Nina's going out with or dating someone called Lindsay, which could be a man, it could be a woman. Lindsay's usually a woman's name, but there's no guarantee because obviously you've got Lindsay Buckingham, who's a male guitarist. So it's not necessarily a female name, so I don't know. So there might be a little bit of tension there. There's certainly a love interest thing between the record shop owner and Nina. And obviously the whole thing about Aziraphale being gay I mean, he's an angel. Sexuality doesn't even come into it when you're an angel or a demon, so it's a bit of a silly label to put on someone. But the human form of them, they're kind of playing into that expectation of Aziraphale being gay with the male stripper delivery guy, Gabriel turning up naked. I hope they don't lean too heavily into that. I know there was a lot of shipping around Aziraphale and Crowley being just more than friends, and that's fine. But in my own head canon, Aziraphale and Crowley are otherworldly. They're not human, so labeling them with human labels is a bit pointless, in my opinion. I still remember Dogma, where the angels are anatomically nothing there, and that's the way I see Aziraphale and Crowley, as being genderless. So sexuality doesn't really come into it, but you know, if people want to ship that, that's fine. I'm not sure what else to say about this episode. As an introduction, it was good, but it seems to me that Gabriel has lost his memory because he's come down to Earth in human form. So he's technically human now. So he's going to have to eat and drink and, you know, do human-y things. I don't think he's come down as an angel, because if he came down as an angel, he wouldn't be amnesiac. So he must have come down as a human. Why did he come down as a human? Because he wants to fly under the radar. He doesn't want to be noticed. And heaven would be able to notice him if he was running around as an angel. So maybe that's why he's in human form. So why is he flying under the radar? What important message was it that he had to impart to Aziraphale that he's now forgotten? And is this series going to be delving into that? Is this what this series is all about? Whatever it is that Gabriel is not able to tell them, they've got to figure it out. I don't know. Brilliant episode of, obviously, David Tennant, Michael Sheen, superb as always. Yeah, I really enjoyed this one. Can't wait to get onto the second episode. Until then, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.